Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on Revengeance difficulty, and this is my Blade Wolf DLC package campaign. And we're, instead of just doing the campaign as we did last time, this time we're going to get the S rank. Now, as before when I said that I had completed the game with Sam's campaign, I haven't completed this because this is a tad bit longer with... well, it's not that much longer with only one more mission, but it just seems like it's a bit longer sometimes. Now, if you're watching this though, and I've published it to YouTube, that means that I have done it, so there's no worries in that department. Now, the only thing that I experienced over here as far as an issue was nothing that really mattered significantly, because I was just trying to do a personal best over here and trying to get a perfect score sheet, and the only thing that was standing in my way was extending my combo a little bit. So if you look at my score sheet, I did this, I think, within a minute's time. Yeah, and I got the BP, got the Zandatsus, there's 3 of them, and I got everything else as far as no alerts and the hunt kills, I think is what it said. But when I look at that score sheet, I think I only needed one more combo hit to get to 100 that would have ushered me into that the 9,000 that you need for a perfect score sheet. So it's nothing that's going to tip the scales. I mean, an S rank is an S rank. But I do need to talk about this. Now, you might be asking, why did you run from the starting point to the VR mission rather than dealing with the enemies? It's because if you do this VR mission and you successfully do it as you need to without taking damage, you leave the VR mission, you're going to have to deal with those enemies again, and they count as one part of a ranked mission, which you're gonna have to do the battle twice. Now, it's just best to get this wrapped up right here, and then we'll deal with the Mastiffs and the Cyborgs and the Grad. Now, with these right here, I'm gonna hit a couple of these so that they're not standing in my way when I'm trying to run for the goal, and the Grad's doing his missile spam. As before, when I said that if you fall off, it doesn't matter, that still stands true over here. The only thing that matters is if you do it successfully and you get your score sheet and it's not what you want. For instance, if you get an A somehow, if you for instance take damage, it doesn't let you exit out before it saves that data, unless you just turn your game off really quickly. So what you have to do is just back up your save as per normal. Now, you see in the upper right there's a time limit going down. I would just ignore that, because if you're specifically aimed with doing this for no damage, you don't want to be stopping and taking your time over here, because what's going to happen is the lock-on is going to catch up to you. Now, this didn't take me... It took me fewer than 10 tries, to be honest, so it wasn't that bad. The stealth section with Blade Wolf, that took me several hours, and it could be the other way around for you. You never know. But I'm just saying that if you take a couple of those projectiles, well, excuse me, if you use the heat knives to take care of some of the dangers with those spikes that are in the map, you can get a freer path. Now, when we come back here, now you notice that we're going to deal with these enemies here, and it's a little bit easier actually, because they don't start you with literally trying to throw you under a bus. Excuse the colloquial expression. But with these, as I mentioned before on the guide with the Blade Wolf, you can run up to the Mastiffs without them being alerted. That's not true with Raiden. If you're doing the ninja run with Raiden and you run up to them, to the Mastiffs, excuse me, they will get alerted to your presence. So you do need to do this stealthily. So in a lot of regards, this guide will be similar to the guide that I did before, because stealth is a big aspect, because it counts for the no alert, which is 1500, and then you could also get another damage, you can get another time. What the fuck am I talking about? You can get another score increase by doing no damage, which you're going to have to in a lot of cases. I don't think you can take damage anywhere on this campaign, which is going to be pretty much of a nightmare for one of the VR missions. So the Grad won't see you from over here, so feel free to take these guys out, get these Zandatsus, and you should be good. Now, if you want to preserve more of your heat knives than I do, you can over here. But I'm not really going out of my way to preserve the knives, especially when I know that dilly-dallying over here will only result in making the video longer and boring people. However, if you're watching this as I hopefully intend you to watch it, then you know, this isn't about entertainment, this is about helping you out do this. So we're going to take this guy out over here. And the Blade Wolf Zandatsu is I really don't know how to describe it as much as I will perhaps say that it doesn't work when I need it to work. But I think that's true of all the Zandatsus. When you just want to get the goddamn thing to connect and pull the virtual heart out of their bodies, it just doesn't do it. But for all the other times, it does work pretty consistently, and I'm not going to complain about that. We have 2 gun cams outside of the lobby area over here. Now, I think if you want to, you can not sacrifice these heat knives, which are, you only get 10, and it takes 2 for the gun cam. So what you can do is jump towards the door and then just take this guy out, and I think that might work. Although if it somehow screws you over, just realize that I'm saying that provisionally. I would do the protocol that I set forth there, because as you can see, it works. So we got the no damage, no alerts, and if you don't get those 2, you can't get the S rank, so you have to do it stealthily. Okay, so we've got a raptor over here, and it's nice that when you use the virtual mode, it tells you what the enemy is, so it's really nice. You might have seen where it said raptor a moment ago. Now we're going to stay right over here and then jump over the stairwell and take this guy out. Now on my other guide, I took out some of the gun cameras over here, but it's just not necessary to do that. It's a waste of heat knives. So we're going to go in here and take out the raptor. This is the arena in which you have to fight a Fenrir and no damage him. Although when you parry the Fenrir's attack, it deals massive damage off, and this is an unupgraded scenario here because you can't upgrade anything, just like in Sam's campaign. There's no upgrades, there's no store for anything, but it deals significant damage, and it's only 2 parries for a victory, and that's really nice because in Sam's campaign, it's a lot more for a boss. Like a boss Fenrir. I know the Fenrir is in his main campaign, 1 parry and they're dead, but we're talking about when you do a boss battle, they don't let you just kill them that quickly. So this is the next ranked encounter. Do not set off any alarms here, and don't take damage. If you're taking damage, it means that everything's gone awry anyway. So you can also jump, and I think it's 3 slashes from Blade Wolf for a camera, and that will dispatch the cameras. So we're just looking to kill this last cyborg in this room, and then the cyborg berserker in the other room with a large cudgel. So when you're in this mode here, when it's letting you see through the screen, you have more invincibility frames. I'm just kidding. I wanted to say that for a long time. It has no bearing on whether you're being seen or not. But I thought it was funny if I ever made that joke. But even when I did make that joke, it's not funny, is it? So okay, so this room is cleared now, and we just need to take this guy out over here. So when you deal with this section and you get your S rank, hopefully, you're going to have to come back into this room and spawn a fight, which it took me quite a lot of tries just because the camera's horrible. The camera's horrible, and they expect you to fight him in this room, although I'm going to bring the fight elsewhere just because there's too much rubble around, and the issue is you can't like decimate the entire room and smash everything and save it anyhow. Somehow it just doesn't work. So just be very careful here until you get that S rank. I think on my last campaign when I was in this room, I killed this guy, but someone saw me. He probably saw me, which is why I got another close call over here. But since he didn't see me, it's all good, and he's going to turn around. Once his caution, the light goes down, we'll take him out. Get all the Zandatsus for more points. And if you've done it without being seen, you should have no issues there. So the next thing we're going to do is go back into this room, get some heat knives, take out the cameras in this room because I want to fight this guy here where there's less things in the way to get in the way. We're going to go back into this room, leave the room after she talks, and then you'll see the green circle, and then he'll come to you. So if you fought this guy in Sam's campaign, it's the same thing. He's got 3 hit slash, block every one of his attacks, use the lock on to put him back on the screen as possible. Now, these parries that I didn't get right here, obviously, that tells you that, you know, why didn't you get those? It's just because I'm so nervous over here, having to set everything up every time, having to destroy those cameras. Look at that damage. What was that, like 45% damage? So just get these parries, man. 43, I missed another one. It's just because you get psyched out as a player. So 43 down to 3 takes off 40%. So 2 successful parries, like I mentioned before incorrectly, it doesn't take him out, but that will put him at 20% health, which means just a couple more slashes will take that guy out. But that's it. We've got the no damage. That will give you the S rank, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.